Good evening. Hello. How you doing? Welcome to the Public Opinion Court, where the truth ain't reality, but opinions are. Listen, this is day 23 of our collaboration with Real Life Street Stars as we are breaking down day-to-day coverage of the freaking Rico trial of the century. And today we're on day 23. And it didn't disappoint today either, because I not only got one bombshell, I got like four. And I told you yesterday I was bringing you something. So as you enter and gather in the Public Opinion Court, make sure you are liking, subscribing, and following the Real Life Street Stars. Listen, y'all know I bring the tea, so all you got to do is click that like. Click away. Now, I'm not even going to hold you. I'm going to go ahead and get started. Today, day 23, I told y'all on my recording yesterday that Kanye West was in New York and had appeared at the court, but was told not to come in, allegedly, because he may be the icon that was in that room in Vegas that Jane Doe was testifying about. And they were trying to make sure that he did not derail the government's case by trying to intimidate Jane Doe. Oh, but listen, the freaky Rico brothers united today.
Kanye, why'd you show up today? Is he about to testify?
Kanye, why are you here? Get back!
Yes, Kanye West showed up to court today in support of his freaky Rico brother, Diddy, who is on trial on day 23 of his trial. Now, listen, you're probably like, why is this girl calling them the freaky Rico brothers? Because the allegations are that they like to do freak-offs. So, should I call them the freaky Rico brothers or the freak-off brothers? Freak-off brothers, because he ain't got no Rico. Only one person got a Rico. But we talking about Rico tonight, though. I'm talking about that fine-ass Rico I showed y'all yesterday. Yes, we getting into him, too. So, Kanye showed up to court in support of Diddy. And you know what? I respect it. I respect the fact that he's not allowing the public's perception of Diddy and what he's going through to stop him from supporting his friend. So all hats off to him. I believe that any individual that is charged with a crime, they still have people that support them. So I'm not going to be here like, why he showed up to that court. No, if that's his friend, he should show up and support his friend. I would do it for my friends, and I would hope that my friends would do the same thing. However, Kanye didn't stay long. Kanye only was able to stay for 30 minutes. They put him in the overflow because he showed up late. He showed up like, I ain't got to go to court this early. But I do believe that if he decides to come again, they're going to make sure he's on their family list so he can get in the main courtroom. So shout out to the Freak Out Brothers united in the Freak Out community that is getting the light that it deserves. Now, y'all, I bet you like, what y'all want to see first? Do y'all want to see Rico fine ass, or do y'all want to get this hot ass tea from the Jane Doe who filed her lawsuit in September 27th of 2024, and she was dating Diddy from 2020 up until 2024. So there was an overlap. You remember I reported on Jane Doe, Young Miami, Joy, Bow Wow, and Future baby mama, and now but the Diggs brothers baby mama. Who else? That was Jade, and now we have number 5. All between 2002 and Gina, all between 2020 and 2024. This particular Jane Doe, however, revealed herself finally coming from out of being the anemone. I mean, out of being anonymous for her lawsuit that she has against Diddy. Y'all, I got some questions. And I'm going to give a disclaimer because even with me watching the interview of Finance Rico, I have to admit, I have some confessions to make that I'm going to save for the end. But let us go ahead and get into Freaky Rico new lawsuit that has been filed by his ex, Jade. Let me see if I can switch this to make it bigger. On that end. Hold on, I don't like that size. I don't like this size. Nope, I'm going to make it bigger. I don't know. I don't like this size either, y'all. Bear with me as I try to fix this size. Yes. Hello, world. Hello. So today, even though she has filed her lawsuit in New York, September 27, 2024, she was allowed to file under Jane Doe status. However, as of today, Chelsea Lovelace has decided to remove the shield and protection from being Jane Doe to come out in her full identity because she said it's time. It's time. Now, Chelsea Lovelace dated Diddy from 2020 up until 2024. And these are pictures that we retrieved from her TikTok. So let's get into it. First, y'all, I told y'all I had some tea. I told y'all I had about 4 bombshells to break down for y'all. Listen, Jane Doe, you know Jane Doe, the Jane Doe that has been on, that was testifying for like 40 days and 40 nights. Well, guess what? Jane Doe may be smarter than what she let off. Jane Doe may be playing in our faces. Jane Doe may just get off with the biggest win outside of Cassie. Now, we have to wait until the jury's decision to determine if he's found guilty of those 2 sex trafficking, which one is for Cassie, one is for her. That's how you know how many of the victims are going to testify, is how many counts he got charged with for sex trafficking. So Jane Doe, like I said, Jane Doe may be smarter than what we thought she was at her big age, because she's almost 40 now. She was 35 when she met him. No, she about to turn 40, I think if she's not already 40, but that's not even a question. So the reason why I said she may be smarter, because let's say Diddy is found guilty of sex trafficking her. Yeah, I remember when they asked her, "Are you suing Diddy?" And she said, "No." Have you sued Diddy? No. Do you plan on suing Diddy? No. That was her answer to all 3 of those questions. But listen, Linda. If Diddy is found guilty, of her specific sex trafficking charge, then she could file a civil suit and would automatically win. You know why? There's a much higher burden to prove in criminal court. Criminal court is beyond reasonable doubt. That is the highest burden in the land. I've always stated that over and over and over again. A criminal court requires proof beyond a reasonable doubt, which means they have proven their case and there's no doubt that this individual is guilty of the elements that they have charged him with. However, a civil court, their burden is a little lower, 51 to 50%. Just 1% can get you a win. That's because it's the preponderance of the evidence. That's why a lot of victims would prefer to go to civil over criminal, because the burden is lower and you have a greater opportunity to seek justice in a financial means way. So, since she is still in California, listen, since she's still in California, because we know he's still paying her bills and her lawyer bills, he probably didn't cut that off. She probably gonna have to figure out what she's gonna do for July. But if he's found guilty in July, because she lives in California, she can take her civil suit to California, file a civil suit, and only 9 out of 12 jurors, not all 12 jurors, not unanimous, which typically is the standard unanimous. Only 9 of 12 jurors have to agree that she was trafficked. But guess what? She don't even need a full trial. She don't even need a full trial. Her lawyers or herself, for all I know, she can do it. Can give the civil court the criminal judgment from the criminal court that the judge would be required to uphold the fact that Diddy was found guilty of trafficking her. Y'all see why I said Jane may not be as slow as y'all think? So you probably like, well, what would that mean? At that moment, when and if a judge enters and allows that judgment, which is they're required to, from the criminal side to stand, is name your price for Jane Doe. Or, y'all remember when I said Garagos, the teeny bopper nepotism lawyer on cross, when Jane Doe said, well, how much do you think my body is worth? That's what, baby, she can say that. How much you think my body is worth? All she has to do is file a motion asking the court to determine damages. Because the criminal court has already established guilt if he's found guilty, leaving the only issue left is calculating compensation. I think Jay on to something. I think Jane been playing in our face, but hey, that's neither here nor there. I respect the movement. I respect what you're doing, Jane. Jane, get in your bag. Cool. Get in your bag, girl. Now let's get into the allegations that was filed by Jane. I want to refresh your memory if you are not aware. So, plaintiff, who's formerly known as Jane Doe, alleged that she was in a 4-year relationship with Diddy beginning in 2020, which would mean she was before the Jane Doe that testified. This is a different Jane Doe. This is not the same. Diddy dick needs rest. It has been getting the rest it deserves. I hope so. So, during the time, she claims that she was repeatedly assaulted, coerced, and manipulated. She also states in the complaint, outlines a continuous pattern of psychological and physical abuse, including reproductive coercion and surveillance. Now, you're probably like, reproductive? He over there stealing organs now. Diddy taking organs? Diddy replacing people organs? No, y'all. Not at all. So what happened, Combs allegedly drugged Jane Doe, who we all know now is Chelsea, without her knowledge. There's allegations that he repeatedly coerced her into participating in group sex with men and women against her will. This is the first time we done heard he was wanting somebody to come lick the cat. Licking cat. This is the first one. unless we remember how we know that Young Miami told Gina that she could make Diddy make her eat her. We remember that. Oh, let me go back. Combs and his agents, at his request, recorded sexual encounters with Jane Doe without her permission, allegedly. Each visit allegedly involved supplying her with alcohol and substances until she passed out. Jane Doe states she would wake up with bruises, bite marks, or on her heel and injuries. I'm like, damn, was he dragging you? In July 2022, Combs allegedly forced her to come to Los Angeles home, made her ingest an unknown substance, later identified as ketamine. Shortly thereafter, she took a pregnancy test, which was positive, and associates of Combs allegedly harassed her and insisted she get an abortion. She later suffered a miscarriage and did not continue to communicate with Combs or his team for approximately 3 months. In late 2022, Combs resumed contact and allegedly coerced her into traveling with him. During these trips, he forced her into perform a show for him. Combs allegedly continued to drug her until she passed out. The abuse and the coercion allegedly continued until July 2024. This man was still out here not only doing what he was doing with her, but with the Jane Doe that just testified. Jane Doe states that the repeated incidents resulted in severe anxiety, depression, and persistent fear for her safety. She alleges that Combs' behavior constituted psychological manipulation and emotional trauma, no control of her body, finances, and her daily life. These alleged incidents occurred at Combs' home in Los Angeles, New York, and Miami between 2021 and 2022. The miscarriage occurred mid-2022. Harassment and control tactics continued through July 2024. Jane Doe seeks unspecified damages for physical, psychological, and financial injuries resulting from alleged misconduct. Now, I want you all to tell me in the comments, what do you think that is happening? Why do you think that she decided that she wanted to come out now to speak publicly and reveal her name from being Jane Doe to being her real name, Chelsea Lovelace? And her last interaction was July 2024, which was 11 months ago. What do you think her motivation is? What do you think she stands to gain? And why do you think they did not use her as another victim? Let me know in the comments, because I want to hear your opinion. I want to know exactly what you think, because I'm not going to hold you, or I am going to hold you to the end for me to give y'all what I have now felt like has been going on and what I predict is going to happen. So now let's get into Fine Rico. We're going to get into Fine Rico. But before we get into Fine Rico, let's see. Before we get into Fine Rico, make sure you are liking away to get the engagement up. Also, if you're new here, we utilize this space for the Public Opinion Court to educate, not entertain. We are not entertainers or influencers. I am a former prosecutor, former municipal court judge, and I take pride in educating individuals on what is going on the legal side and breaking it down so the average person can understand. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Public Opinion Court. Follow me on Instagram at Loria Bay ESQ, and Fanbase, same name, and TikTok, The Public Opinion Court. And as many of you are aware, I self-wrote and published my first book, not The Public Opinion Court, Shut Up and Prosecute, that you can support at Amazon. It is the first book that I put my blood, sweat, and tears in, speaking truth to power regarding what actually goes on in district attorney's offices when corruption, power, money, and hate is a mixture of disaster, as we are seeking justice and not politics. So feel free to support by buying it for someone else. Shut Up and Prosecute on Amazon. Now let's get into Freaky Rico. Let me stop. Because y'all, the man is fine. The man is fine. Hold on. Let me make sure y'all can see. Get a good view. Hold on, because I got to get a good view too. I don't want to be lit. I want to see it. Because I want to see what y'all see. Now, let's get into it. Y'all see?
That, yeah, it could have been some
messy shit going on.
Think of Jasmine, is it crazy though? Like, if she didn't get up to take a shower, like, when I've been married 20 years, when I'm done, I go take a shower.
Me too. That's what I'm saying. I'm in the shower thinking to myself, I'm like, damn, she ain't gonna
right? Like, are you gonna come take a shower? So if she laid there and he went behind you, and like, I don't know, and it turns him on for him to see something like that. Yeah, what the male sex worker said on the stand kind of makes sense. Like, Diddy was licking y'all semen off of her and then fucking her.
Interesting.
Come on now. So you didn't when you went to take a shower, she was left in the room with Diddy. Was Diddy naked at the time when you left? Or did he have on clothes?
When I left, when I finished taking a shower, I was leaving out. And when I walked out the door, he was having sex with her.
You see what I'm talking about?
I didn't see him licking shit, but he was definitely having sex with her.
Sure. With your semen.
I'm just hoping she used a wet wipe. I'm just hoping she used a wet wipe, but I was in the shower, so I didn't know. Yeah, I seen that and I walked in the living room and started.
Were you required to go down on her?
No.
Did they ask you to? Because I would be.
Oh, I was gonna say, I don't know if they would have asked. I think they knew better. Like, you know what I'm saying? They kind of caught my vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Okay, so that's the first time. Now, so that was a lot of money. So definitely you were like, oh, if they call again, let me know.
Yeah, holla at me. Like, I thought I was gonna get more than that because there was a stack of hundreds like that sitting on the dresser, and I'm like, whew. No. When I left, when I finished taking a shower, I was leaving out, and when I walked out the door, he was having sex with her.
You see what I'm talking about?
I didn't see him licking shit, but he was definitely having sex with her.
Sure. With your semen.
I'm just hoping she used a wet wipe. I'm just hoping she used a wet wipe, but I was in the shower, so I didn't know. Yeah, I seen that and I walked in the living room and started.
Were you required to go down on her?
No.
Did they ask you to? Because I would be.
Oh, I was gonna say, I don't know if they would have asked. I think they knew better. Like, you know what I'm saying? They kind of caught my vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Okay, so that's the first time. Now, so that was a lot of money. So definitely you were like, oh, if they call again, let me know.
Yeah, holla at me. Like, I thought I was going to get more than that because there was a stack of hundreds like that sitting on the dresser, and I'm like, whew. I'm about to break her back. I'm about to break her back. 'Cause I
really like what you done to me. I can't really explain what you've done to me, babe.
I'll break her back.
What my winos doing in the chat? Are they okay? They got questions? Okay. All right, cool. That is crazy. So you didn't, obviously, did you tell anybody like, yo, I just, did you know whose baby mama Jane Doe was?
I didn't until I talked to him. Remember I told you my boy?
Yeah.
Him. So the next weekend at the show, I was like, damn, bro, that's crazy. It was. And he pulled up on the phone. He was like, was this her? And I was like, yeah. I was like, how the fuck you know that? And he was like, that's 50 Cent baby mom. And I was like, no fucking way. I was like, no way. And then I instantly Googled the shit and I was like, that's crazy. Yeah. Everybody got their shit they do. It was like, and from my opinion, it was two consensual adults. You know what I'm saying? Because she was enjoying it. Even though he was telling her to do certain shit, she was enjoying it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so do you think that's why they didn't ask you to fully testify? Because you did end up going before the federal grand jury.
Yeah. And they told me after, they was like, his team might be trying to contact you. And then they did reach out to me, and the lawyer that represented me, he was like, you can't talk to them. It's against something. They have to come through me to talk to you type situation. So then I was just left it alone. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I'm not going to say nothing about it or email or call anybody back, And I was thinking like my name wasn't going to get come up or they weren't going to show my picture because I thought he was going to get convicted with Cassie. But now that they're showing my pictures, it's going to get released anyway. So I'm like,
Yeah, because you met with them on more than one occasion, right?
Yeah.
Okay. When did the federal grand jury? When did they call you to testify in front of the federal grand jury for Diddy's potential indictment?
Man, I think they started in like January, and it was Homeland Security called me. He was like, I lived on Sunset in LA, and he was like, we're here on Sunset, so they had like kind of knew where I was, but I called my friend that's an attorney, and he was like, you don't have to. They don't have no subpoena or nothing, so you don't have to talk to him. And then they called again. They was like, we have a subpoena. And so I just avoided them for like 3 months. They kept calling my phone. And then I was hosting the event that I posted the flyer on Facebook. So I'm at the event. And somebody like, Rico, there's somebody outside for you. And I go outside with the dude that has the event. And it's a long line going down the street. As soon as I get there, dude like, Rico Bozant? And I'm like, yeah. He starts recording with the light. It was like, gave me the thing. And like, as soon as I grabbed it, he was like, you've been served with and like recording me and doing it loud and everybody looking. And I knew exactly what it was. And the dude that with the event, he looked at me like, Rico, you good? I was like, yeah, I'm good. So he made like a big deal and then lifted up his shirt to show the badge. And then it had the court date on there.
What kind of questions did they ask you in front of the grand jury?
They was asking, did he try to get me to do any drugs? Did it feel like she was uncomfortable or she was like under the influence and weren't really conscious? Like stuff like that, asking like, did it feel forced or did she feel nervous? Did I feel like a victim or did I feel forced or just those type of questions?
And let me guess, you said no to all those questions and that's why you're not giving testimony. So basically, what did you say?
Pretty much just told them the truth. Like I didn't feel like I was forced or she was forced or she was nervous or like intoxicated. You know what I'm saying? I felt like it was like consensual on both parts.
So it would have directly, had they would have called you as a witness, it would have directly went against what the prosecution was trying to convey.
Yeah.
So they didn't call you, but Diddy's team could have called you as a witness to kind of back up since they brought your name up.
Yeah, I talked to him before the grand jury, and then after the grand jury, there was like, you can't talk to him, and then if you do talk to them without letting us know what them talking directly through us to get to you, then I could get in trouble. Type situation. So I was like,
the prosecutor told you that?
Yeah. Because his attorneys would have to talk to the attorney that represented me in the grand jury in order to even talk to me. That's
crazy. Like if they have the right to subpoena you and ask you to testify, and being that you are going against the very narrative that they're trying to drive to get a conviction, because $400 million is at stake that they're due to seize from Diddy if they get this. This is a big payday for the Justice Department. This is a lot of money. Just like they seized over $300 million from Trump, they're going to seize $400 million from Diddy because they're saying that out of all of this Rico racketeering sex trafficking that they have on him, it was done while like under a criminal organization. So they're deeming Bad Boy and all of his business a criminal organization that funded sex trafficking and stuff. So all the money was made illegally, but they're going to take it as the Department of Justice and use it to pay off witnesses, to pay witnesses, house witnesses and things like that. And also pay for retirement fees and stuff.
Yeah. They told me that my case sounded more like something helping his case than what they needed. So they even communicated that with me. But they said in order for them to talk to me, they had to go through the lawyer to talk to me. And he never told me they contacted him.
I wonder why they didn't call you. Like Diddy's team. Anyway.
I talked to him before.
Yeah. And how did that go? What did they ask?
There was like, because I was asking about the questions, there was like, when you go to court, just tell the truth and then let us know, like we'll go from there. And then after court, the lawyer was like, you can't, if you do reach out to them or they reach out to you, it's illegal because he's my representation. So they have to go through him in order to talk to me. Kind of how he explained it. And if it didn't go like that, then I was liable to get in trouble.
Let's talk about the second time they called you. So the second time they called you, I'm sure you were excited because you had made 5 racks on the first time. Where was the second time? Was it in LA, Vegas? It was in Los Angeles? Okay, and where'd you guys meet?
It was the Audition the first time, and the second place it was like called Le Mirage, something like that.
Okay. And so same Jane Doe or different woman?
Same Jane Doe.
Okay. And so basically when the door was open, what happened?
I went in there and we just like, she kind of like chilled and talked to me longer this time. Like we smoked, drank, and just kind of like chilled and talked for a while. And then she already had like a list of songs that she wanted me to dance to this time. She was like, I got these songs. I want you. Yeah. And I was like, okay.
Okay. So you did a private dance for her?
Yep.
Where was the baby oil at this time?
It wasn't in the living room with a bunch of towels. It was in the room.
Okay. So they put down hotel towels to catch this baby oil?
Yes, a whole bunch of the bitches. I'm pretty sure the hotel gave them like 6 extra towels. I walked that bitch. I was like, they're trying to kill me in this bitch. And then one time, she was like, you want something to drink? And I was like, all they had was tequila. And I was like, no, I'm good. I drink red wine. So he came out the room with a bottle of red wine. And I said, strap. Like, like he got the wine strapped. And he was like, huh? And I was like, strap. Like he was like, what you mean? like you got the wine, like strap. I'm not saying I have to yeah, he was like, no, I'm saying, what you mean strap? Like, I'm like, bro, relax. Like, I don't have a gun. Like, I'm saying, like, you have the wine, like you got it strapped. It's a saying. He was like, oh, I'm just trying to figure out. I don't know the saying. I'm curious. I'm learning. And I was like, relax, bro. Like, he thought I had a gun.
I mean, he was in some pretty dangerous situations. It was easy for Diddy to get hit, real easy. Yeah. I mean, he had to piss off a lot of people. So,
yeah. And I'm from Pac, you know what I'm saying? So I'm Slick side, I'm on Pac side, but I'm not here for that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you fucking his bitch for Pac, pretty much. All right, cool. So, he come out with red wine. So did he stay in the room during this second episode, or, and you and Jane Doe just went at it?
Yep, like, but this time he was like pacing, so I'm like, this nigga Slick side trying to record, so I'm watching him. He like, you good, bro? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Just all over the place. He's like, keep still. I can't focus on her. You walking around and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you think hidden cameras were set up in the room?
I looked around, but you never know. You know what I'm saying? Like, because after he tried to do the phone thing and I closed the laptop, like I'm watching to see if he still tries to pull the phone out. You know what I'm saying? And he did after that, but you never know. They can have some shit in the vent in the ceiling, you know. But I don't think so.
Celebrities are stupid, man.
But my situation, it was consenting adults. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, Jane Doe damn near 40 years old.
Man, Jane Doe looked good. She walked out and he was like, you ever seen something like that? I'm like, yeah, she, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I'm saying, she's an old lady.
I don't think 40 is old. I think close.
Yeah, I'm just saying compared to R. Kelly's girls.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or even Shannon Sharp girl. Shannon Sharp got that bitch straight off the prom floor. For real. So, he pacing back and forth. And so what happens?
Yeah, I was like, he's asking me because he was like, you good? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm just, what you walking around for? He like, bro, I'm just chilling. I'm just enjoying the show. I was like, all right. So he told me to pour all on her now. So I'm pouring all on her. They got towels all on the bed and on the floor and shit.
Okay.
It didn't end like that though, because I didn't come. So it wasn't a situation where I come on her pussy.
Why didn't you come this time?
I guess because the nigga was pacing so much. I was like,
he was on that.
Yo, I was like, yeah.
He was on that pink powder.
Yeah, I was like, it's about that time. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't, you know what I'm saying?
So how long did you go when you couldn't come? Like, was it for hours?
It was like an hour and a half, 2 hours, because I got booked for 3 and we chilled for like an hour. But this was the first time I did the honey pack because he offered me one of the rhino pills when I came in. I was like, I don't need that, I'm good. and she was like, have you ever did this? It was like, it said from a company called Hidden Vault. So since it was sealed and it said honey, I was like, all right, I trust that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I did 2 of the honey packs. And
first time you had never done that before?
Never done it before. And then after that,
I'm saying, did you need stimulation though? Like, was something wrong with? Was you limp?
I didn't, but I guess she just wanted to go in, and this was before we even started. We were just chilling and drinking. We hadn't even got there yet, you know.
When did you come fast the last time?
No, we went for like an hour. The first time. Well,
I did hear from one of the other male sex workers. He had called me. He said that they did a marathon. Like he was with Cassie and they did a marathon. It was like it was 4 male sex workers with him that he had called, and they all took turns on her. Whoever lasted the longest got $10,000.
What?
Yeah. That's what he said. I was like, that girl, poor coochie, for real. I would just retire from having sex in general.
No, this is the crazy thing, right? So that night I leave at like 2, right? So remember my homeboy I told you that told me it was So we have the show the next weekend, and I was like, bro, I got booked this weekend. He was like, you did? Me too. He was like, what day? And I told him day. He was like, what time did you leave? I was like, bro, I left at like 2:30 in the morning. He was like, bro, I was there at 3. He was there like 3:20. I was like, he said like a little while after he started, she was like, I'm done. I can't take no more. And I was like, I'm wondering how she did, because like we went in, you know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't even limp. I was still hard when I was fucking. I just couldn't come from the honey packs in the condom. Like shit is like some strong ass Viagra type Cialis natural honey.
So what did you do to get it off? Like you just had to go home with a hard dick?
Man, I can't go. And she was like, no, it's good. I'm tired. And he was like, all right, man.
And where was Diddy at the whole time this was going on? He just sitting there watching?
He was sitting on the sofa watching.
Just drinking?
And smoking, drinking and smoking. And he would be telling her to say certain shit. And he'd like talk nasty, and she'd just be like he directed her slick side. You know what I'm saying? And she just listening to him. And I was like, I can't come. She's like, I'm tired.
So then you left. And so your friend claims he went right after you.
Yeah.
How much did they pay you during that session? Okay. All right, cool. So he got, I mean, did you catch up with him after? Like, did you come? Were you able to, like, y'all never just talk about it? You just, whatever happens, happens.
Yep.
Okay. All right. And what time, did he tell you what time he left?
Oh, you talking about my homeboy? No, yeah. I told him I didn't. And he said, like he was supposed to be there for 3 hours, but after like 35 minutes, she was like, I'm done. I'm tired. I can't. And he was like, all right, you can go. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't even stay for the whole time, but like, just that me to happen to know the person that went, like how many others, you know what I'm saying? Like, ain't like coincidence.
Boy, Diddy.
And then when I told him about the me showering and coming out and him having sex with her after I came on, he was like, oh yeah, I know. I was like, what? He was like, I know.
Like right behind y'all, just in y'all semen. He's just
crazy, huh?
Would you do that? Let me ask you this question.
No, I can't understand. I'm still trying to process him doing it. Fuck no, hell no. Like,
would you?
I opened the door and I was like, and I walked out the room, closed the door. I'm like, it fucked me up. I was like,
okay, because you wouldn't go behind another man.
Hell no, threw me off. It threw me all the way off.
Hell no. All right, tell us about the third time. Same thing. What? There's only 2?
Just those 2.
Oh, okay. Why did they call you no more? What happened?
Because that's like literally after the first time is when the Cassie stuff came out with like the 30. So like he was in hot water when I got booked the second time. You know what I'm saying? Like all that. I was like, are you serious? Like he still at it? Like yeah.
Oh my God. So you never heard from them again until the grand jury.
Yeah.
The prosecutor reached out.
The last people. Because when I got booked, it's like a month later, all the Cassie stuff came out. And then like 3 months later, it was like, it's a big case and all the stuff is going on. And I got booked. And it was surprising to me to think with all this going on, still comfortable booking. You know what I'm saying?
So that's the only person he ever called you for was that Jane Doe. He didn't call you for Young Miami?
Nope.
What about your friend? Did he get called for Young Miami?
Just Jane Doe as I know of so far.
Oh, so you guys only both did the same Jane Doe?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a hell of a bag, $5,000 a pop.
Man, from the money I seen, they want nothing. I wanted at least half of that. That would have been real good.
How much did you see?
Man, it was like barely took any off the top to pay me. You know what I'm saying? It was a thick ass stack.
Damn. All right, so the viewers have. Yeah, what songs did they ask you to play? Was it Diddy songs or was it?
One of them was the second time I danced for it was like Need a Girl. She played that one, and I danced for her. But most of the songs is ones I played the first time.
Okay.
Like I Need a Girl, Grind on Me, Pretty Ricky, and two other songs. I don't remember what the other songs were.
This sound like my playlist. Baby, grind on me. Free. They talk about, can he dance for us real quick to show us what he working with?
On my OnlyFans and Instagram, they can see some stuff.
Oh, he got an OnlyFans and Instagram. What's the name of the OnlyFans? You know you got to drop it.
Showtime Vegas.
Showtime Vegas. All right. OnlyFans is out there. Instagram.
When I take my shirt off, my woman look at me with admiration. You think your woman look at you like that?
Okay. Do you think Diddy should be convicted?
I don't think so. Not from my experience, no.
And why is that?
Because I didn't see no reason why he should. I feel like he should have some consequences for the way he did Cassie by the elevator, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as like sex trafficking and coercion, I don't feel like he did anything wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's like consenting adults doing shit people probably do all the time. It's just he's on the front line with it, you know?
I mean, it's voyeurism. Is it illegal? No. Is it immoral? Yes. So, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. Watching the trial, I feel that his defense team is doing a good job by, asking for mistrials and noting errors, because I think they know that they're going to get a conviction, but they have a greater chance of appealing and probably getting a pardon from Trump, or, getting a conviction overturned based off of judicial, the judge's errors or jury errors or just court errors and stuff like that. Because, immoral, I'm going to be honest with you, to be kind of hard as, like the Shannon Sharp. Yeah, like the Shannon Sharp situation is like, he wants us to say, oh, they're just trying to take down black men. And it's like, first of all, who is they? Second of all, the only person that's trying to take you down is the little white girl that claims you raped her. And it's always that. It's like, I think these men have to have some type of accountability for the people that they decide to lay down with. It has nothing to do with the public. But for me, if a young girl like Cassie, Jane Doe, in your case, she's old bitch, but Cassie was 19. Like, so she could be.
In that situation, I feel he did wrong. In like her situation, he should suffer some consequences. But I guess with statutes of limitation, that's not it. But if there is any consequences, it's because of her situation. But with the Jane Doe situation, it was just consenting adults,
Okay. They said, what strip club you be at? They want to come to her.
One called Hollywood Men in Los Angeles, and Hunkamania in Los Angeles, and Las Vegas, and in New Orleans.
Okay, why those? They heard it. Oh. Okay. They talking about book us a virtual show, Tasha.
I'm going.
I'm done. Listen, not y'all trying to get arrested like Diddy. Y'all trying to listen.
Tell me what's your desire?
Listen. I told y'all I had a special treat for y'all. I told y'all that. Hold on, did I not deliver? Was that interview not good? Was it not insightful? Did you feel different about the nature of the freak offs after listening to Rico? Not the criminal one, but the sexual one, the fine one, you know what I'm saying? Got the hips for that. Got the abs for that. But no, I'm serious. Like, I want to know what is your take on his perspective of him not believing this is a criminal issue. Because I will tell you, after listening to him and him talking about how Jane Doe did not appear to be under duress. She played her part. She was taking a D and giving the cat. it has made me look at it from a different lens. I'm not even going to hold you, because do I think they have him on sex trafficking and transportation? Yes. Do I think it's necessary to have a Rico? No. No, only because after even reading the lawsuit of the now Jane Doe, who has, revealed herself, there was a lot of consent that went into it. You can't really be so gullible to believe that they were so overborn in manipulation. And I hate this because as a survivor, I always want to make sure that I am being compassionate to SA victims. I'm just having a hard time now processing the level of consent that went into it, the willingness. And to hear Rico, who I believe is credible, not even get a sense of it, that is what is overtaking me and having me reassess. I feel that people should be able to do what they want to do in their bedroom so long as they're not hurting anyone. I do think the government is doing too fucking much. I do believe Cassie was a true victim. I wholeheartedly, a true victim. Jane Doe, I think only thing Jane Doe gives them is the money aspect, the drugs. But now I'm having a hard time, and it's okay. I'm not saying that can't change, but I'm being real in what my assessment is. So what do you think? What are your opinions? Put your opinions in the comments. Let me know what is your position on what you just heard from Rico. Do you think Jane Doe was a willing participant after hearing Rico, or do you still think that she is a victim? Let me know. Listen, I am so glad that I was able to give y'all the tea hot, so you can sip it, you can clock it, all the things. Until next time, remember, make sure you are liking, because that's how we get our engagement up with my collaboration with the Real Life Street Stars. Make sure you are subscribing to their page. Make sure you are subscribing to the Public Opinion Court on TikTok and on YouTube, as well as my personal page, Lawyer Bay ESQ, on Instagram and Fanbase. Until next time, remember, the Public Opinion Court, where the truth and reality but opinions are. Make sure that you are being kind in the comments. This is not an entertainment session. This is educational. And also, I do not own the rights to Tasha K's video or any material that was related to the video. It was only used for entertainment purposes. I, again, do not own the rights to Tasha K's video or any material that was entailed inside of that video. Now, y'all have a great, great, great evening. Until next time.